Hello and welcome to Stitches and Starlight. My name is Tashiana, but you can call me Tashi because that's what all my friends do, and we are friends now. I'm coming to you from my home in Brooklyn that I share with my husband Joshua and our two hell kittens, actual cats, not humans, Minerva and Astoria. And this is my corner of the internet where we talk about all the things I'm making, whether I'm knitting or spinning or sewing or weaving or any of those things. It is just fiber joy and full chaos all the time. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on the thumbnail. There are a million voices vying for your attention on the internet, and you saw whatever this is and decided to give it a go. And that makes you a rad human. If you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for being here. Welcome back, you guys. Welcome to my corner of shame. That's literally what I call it. It is my corner of shame, and I think, I'm not going to say every crafter has one, because there are people who are probably way more well-adjusted than I am and are not given into their dragon hoard tendencies. But I think a fair amount of us have a corner of shame. My corner of shame is where my fleece purchases that have not gotten scoured go to die. And it's where my combed top also goes to die. I filmed a bit of an introduction to this video last night because Joshua helps me build the shelf that we're going to be filling. Joshua helped me build this yesterday, and I figured before I already started breaking down the mess, I would give you a look at what the mess looked like. So I'll stick that in. After I finish my introduction here. But the plan today, we're doing a completely different type of video. I have no idea how to do this. The plan today is to figure out how to overhaul and archive, overhaul my fiber storage and then begin archiving it. Today we're just working with top. The fleece situation is going to be another ordeal because I don't even remember what's in half of these boxes, to be perfectly honest. And my note-taking was not great. There were days where it was good and most of the days it was not. So today we're working on top, and I was talking to Mia about this, trying to figure out what my situation is, whether I want to organize my top by Dyer or by fiber. And I think what I've come around to, and here's the reason, here's the thing. If you work from the same dyer is using the same dyes, right? So like a turquoise in a braid is going to be pretty much the same turquoise in another braid, which is going to be pretty much the same turquoise in another braid. So you're going to have similar tones and similar in terms of like warmth and cool, and similar shades if you're trying to do like a combo spin or a bigger project. So that's the advantage from working across the same dyer. Now, if you don't have a large stash or you don't have a lot of the same dyer, then there's the advantage of working across the same fiber type, so that if you're doing a combo spin, you're comboing fine wools with fine wools, merino with merino, polwarth with polwarth. There are going to be some minor variations based on where your dyer sources their fiber, but at the end of the day, what's a few microns, right? It's going to be a merino is a merino is a merino, which seems really reductive, I know that. But in terms of like comb top, they're going to be way less variation from like one comb top producer to another versus getting like a raw fleece from another, right? So obviously we're speaking in generalizations. And I think what I've come down to, here's what I've decided. Because I am a hoarder of Adrian's work. If you're new here, you might not know this, but I am obsessed with Hello Yarn. And I've done the Hello Yarn Fiber Club for as long as I've been spinning. And I buy some of her stuff outside of club. So I have a large amount of Hello Yarn stuff. And I'm a huge fan of Marianne at Three Waters Farm. So I think the top 4 dyers I have are Wee Chickity, Jen at Wee Chickity, Beth at Spin Delicious, Marianne at Three Waters Farm, and Adrian at Hello Yarn. Those are the dyers I come back to over and over. And then obviously there's going to be miscellaneous stuff outside of that. So I think what my initial plan is right now is to keep all of my Spin Delicious stuff together, all of my Three Waters Farm stuff together, and all of my Hello Yarn Fiber Club stuff together for a few reasons. The put up for Adrian stuff, they come like this. They come in these bags. So the put up is very different from like just a braid. And I could take them out and braid them. I won't. That'll take too long. That might be a project that I do in the future, but it is not a thing that I'm doing today. Also, I just realized that this is my Tour de Fleece colorway from 2024. This is Dreaming by Firelight. I bought a sweater quantity of this, and I haven't spun it, but I do have a sweater quantity of this for me. But this is the Hello Yarn put up. It comes in this bag, and Marianne, her fiber comes in these bags. So they're, for perspective, considerably more narrow, and she lays them out in a row so you can sort of see all the colors. I cannot imagine the work that goes into just packaging the fiber at Three Waters Farm. They come in a row like this so that you can pick it up and immediately see what's in the bag, and then it says what's on it. So my plan is, as it stands, to leave all of my Three Waters Farm packaging like this, and to leave all of my Hello Yarn packaging like that, package them together. That's going to be phase one, and then phase one and phase two, I guess. And then from there, I think if I have enough wee chickadee stuff to also keep it isolated, I'm going to isolate it, because I enjoy Jen's dyes, and Jen doesn't typically dye in a color repeat like a lot of other dyers do. Jen just paints and has a grand old time. And so there's a universe where I keep that separate from like my stuff that is more traditional, like fractal spinning probability, because of the way the fibers are painted. Everything else is going to get sorted by breed. So I have 8 cubes. As it stands, I'm already concerned about my ability to get all of this in here, because this is maybe 2/3 of my fiber storage, of my fiber stash, and the cubes are full already. There's a universe where once it's compacted and organized, I can fit more in them. But I'm already concerned about my ability to get this all full, because I'm going to be moving everything from this white Sterilite drawer into these cubes, and then organizing and archiving them. If I had kept up with my Ravelry organization, which is how I started, this wouldn't be so much of an ordeal. But I can't remember the last time I put a braid in Ravelry. And frankly, I'm trying to move away from having my data be hosted there. So I set up an Airtable base, which, you know, requires my data to be hosted on Airtable. So it's not like a completely perfect solution, but I made an Airtable base to store my fiber the same way I made an Airtable base to store my yarn. I love the way that my yarn storage works for Airtable, so I'm hoping that having my fiber storage also on Airtable works really well. My plan, I've said this, there's lots of plans. As far as my Three Waters Farm and my Hello Yarn stuff, I'm not taking pictures, because everything Marianne has ever dyed, there's a picture of it in the Ravelry group, and everything that Adrienne has dyed, especially for Fiber Club, because she does the Fiber Club release, is in the Ravelry group. So another day when I'm just sitting at home and I have nothing to do, I'm going to go to the Ravelry group and steal all those pictures and put them in my Airtable base. I did not put pictures of my yarn when I did my yarn storage, because I don't buy speckles or variegated. So if it's a green skein of yarn, it's a green skein of yarn. If it's like either lime green or hunter green or whatever, it's green. Something like this, it would be useful to know what colors are in the braid. So for the Hello Yarn stuff and the Three Waters Farm stuff, I'm not going to take pictures. I think everything else I'm going to have to photograph, if only so I know what I have in terms of like picking combo spins, and I'm not just coming in here and pulling everything out. There's also a universe where I write down just the biggest colors. Like I just make a list of the colors that are in it. But would it be more time effective to take a picture than it would be to open Airtable and type, this braid has yellow, orange, green, gray, blue, and purple? Like I feel like it would just be easier to put a picture. So that'll also be the thing. This is going to be a project. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't know how much I'll get filmed. There's a universe where I just get really mad and turn off the camera and lock in. But that's where we are right now. I have my headphones around my neck. I'm going to find a podcast. And I imagine that I'll talk periodically, but the plan is to just sort of lock in and get as much of this done today, and we'll see what happens. Welcome to my corner of shame. This was supposed to be the temporary staging place for my fleece when I thought I was only going to be working on 1 or 2 at a time. That has since obviously gone out the window. It is now a semi-permanent staging place for my fleece. And also, when I was a young baby spinner, that plastic situation in the corner, I thought that all the fiber that I was ever going to have was going to be able to fit in that unit. There is now fiber literally everywhere. It is in every room. It's in my bedroom. It's in the living room. It is tucked in at least 4 places that I can think of right now. And you'll see at the very top of that pile that all that stuff is it's still in mailers, because all that stuff's Fiber Club. And I hit a really bad place where I wasn't even like really dealing with mail. And so I would just dump it in the corner and say I would deal with it when I had bandwidth, or I would deal with it in the future. Well, the future has come. So I have to open that. I haven't even opened any of that. So that'll be a bit of a surprise. We'll open it together. But the goal is for this project is to, 1, get all that wool washed, washed and stored and out of my home, because it is taking up too much physical space and it's taking up too much mental space. And I would be fine with storing it and working it one fleece at a time, versus having it all in this corner in a pile. And the other project, but that's a long-term project because I don't even know what's in those boxes, to be quite honest. I don't remember what's in most of those boxes. So that'll be another video where we go through it and look at what's in those boxes, figure out if it's, I mean, I guess worth processing. I think it should all be worth processing, but I was in a different place when I bought it, so who knows. But the project today, at least the project that we're starting, is dealing with my top. So I got a cube storage system. And I imagine I've introduced this already. So this is like previous Tazhi before I do the intro. But yeah, I'm going to pull out all of my top from all of the places that I've been hiding it from myself, and see what we get done. Okay, hair is up. Oh, real quick, my t-shirt says I'm knitting from stash because I'm virtuous. I got it from M to the third. It felt appropriate for a stash dive. I don't always knit from stash and I'm not virtuous at all. But today we're pretending. So I have booted up an episode. I was listening to an episode of oh my gosh, I was listening to an episode of If Books Could Kill. So that is, here we go. Oh, no, you're not going to see that at all. Well, I booted up an episode of If Books Could Kill. So I'm going to start with that. And we'll see what I listen to next. And I might watch a YouTube video at some point. I, again, went back and forth about the Airtable on my computer. I didn't say this. So I went back and forth about whether I would use Airtable on my computer or my phone. I think right now I'm leaning towards my phone. But if my phone proves a distraction, I will get my computer. But yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, I totally forgot I had this one. And this, I actually want to spin this immediately. It's called Corduroy with Boots and it's on Targi. That rosy color and that olive and this brown, this is everything. Man, I forgot how much good stuff I had. Okay, so here's the first bin. Here's the first bin of my 3 Waters Farm top. I was able to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 braids in this first bin, and this is going to go in the cube. But I figured since these are like contained, it would be easy to put them in these bags. I don't know how many I have. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pulling out another drawer. So what I've been doing is just pulling drawers out. So I'm pulling out another drawer. Okay. 5. Okay, there's 6 in here. 7, 8, 9, 10. Shut up. Is it going to be exactly 11? 11? It might be exactly 11. If that's true, that's incredible. Because if that's true, then that means I have exactly enough to fill one more bin. I think I have exactly 11 more braids of 3 Waters Farm top. So I'm going to go. Yeah, I think that's true. So I'm going to go grab the other black bin like this and start loading up a second bin. And then that'll be all my Three Waters Farm stuff pretty much wrangled. And I'm feeling really good about where we are already. It's been, according to my camera, 22 minutes. I'm not overwhelmed. So we're just going to keep going. I will say the most frustrating part of this is moving things from bin to bin right now as I get it organized, because yesterday when I was starting to pull out stuff, I just literally started, I don't know if you saw me tossing things around just now. Yesterday as I was starting to organize stuff, I just started pulling things out of my hidey holes and tucking it into various, oh no, look, there's another Three Waters Farm braid. I hope you hear the stuff falling around me. You might not be able to see it, but there's just stuff falling around me. Oh no, there's more. Here's another Three Waters Farm braid. Okay, I might have to try to fit a 12th braid in that bin so that it is all contained. All right, I'm gonna see if I can fit a 12th braid in here. Because I just pulled out 2 more, and that will put me at 24 instead of 22. And if I could fit 1 more in here, there's gonna be a lot of crinkling today, guys. So overstimulation warning, you know. If I could fit 1 more braid in here, then I can do 12 and 12. So, oh, I remember what I bought these for. I bought these to combo spin them. So, oh yeah, you see, past me had really good ideas. This is Cloaked in Shadow, which is purples. I'm going to hold it down here so there's not so much glare. I do need the lights on because my overhead lighting, I live in an old apartment, so the overhead light's not great. But this is Cloaked in Shadow, which is like purples and browns, and purples are like weird muddy greens and grays. And then this is Rainy Day Man, which has similar purples but has like teals in them. And the plan was to combo spin them, and not for any particular project. When I first started buying fiber, I was buying fiber to buy fiber. Yeah, so not for any particular project, but I did plan the plan for that was a combo spin, and I might actually still do that. So I'm going to try to put those in the same bin, which means I'm just going to grab 1 more of something. Oh, this is leftovers. Okay, so I don't know if you guys, if you've been here for any amount of time, you would have seen my my metamorphic. So this is one of the braids that was in it. This is Fountain Mosaic. I did a combo spin of Fountain Mosaic and oh, I don't remember the other one, but I had bought 2 Fountain Mosaics because I wanted to spin one by itself and then never spun the second one. So, I'm wondering if a destash is ahead of me. I'm wondering if after all I get all this archived and put together, if destashing is the natural progression of what happens next. Because this is a lot. Just looking at it. Remember how I said 2 minutes ago I wasn't overwhelmed? That version of me doesn't exist anymore. These, I think some of these were fiber clubs. Oh yeah, top of the month club. So I did Marianne's club for a really long time. And I'm looking at some of these and I'm just like, I wouldn't buy this. And yeah, that makes sense because I didn't. These were, Marianne does her club seasonally and these were definitely summer colors. So I think when it comes around to Spring Parade, I might keep, but this, I don't know. And so I definitely do think destashing might be the thing that I think about. The downside to destashing is I have cats and the cats are everywhere. And so like I would have to make sure that it's very clear that this is in a home that has cats and it is very hard for me to keep the cats away from everything. But yeah, having all this stuff in front of me, I'm like, yeah, destashing might be a thing. These are so bright. And unless I like muddy these down, I don't know. Like that lime green in there, I don't know that these are necessarily the colors for me. But I can't properly think about destashing until I get it overhauled and organized. This, on the other hand, is right up my alley. This is called Slow Falling, and it's on my nemesis. It is on Ramblet. Oh my God, you scared. Joshua just came out and scared 8 years off my life. This is on Ramblet, which is my nemesis. I'm going to be feeling that. My heart rate literally jumped through the roof. This was probably around autumn, which is what I was trying to say, because there's definitely browns in here. But this is definitely a color that I would keep and hopefully get around to spinning. At some point. I think Marianne had a hot pink season. There's a lot of hot pink in some of this stuff. And I think, well, also there's a fun opportunity to like mix some of these up with darker colors. And there's always an opportunity for combo spinning. I mean, I think every day is an opportunity for combo spinning. I'm so sorry for the crinkling. But there's always an opportunity for combo spinning. So that is that. But yeah, I'm going to, it looks like I'm down to 1, 2, 3. I think I have 6 braids left. And then that should be the entirety of my Three Waters farm situation. I don't know that it is, but it should be. Okay, so this is my last braid of Three Waters farm fiber. It's called Rocks and Sand, and it's on Ramblet. And I remember buying more of this, which means it is probably somewhere else. But I remember buying this for a sweater spin, and I thought I bought 3 braids, and I only see 1, which again means it's probably somewhere else, and it'll either turn up or it won't. But that's that for Three Waters farm. I think next what makes sense to do is to do my Spindelicious stuff, because that's all in the same place and I know where that is. And then from there, we fully devolve and descend into madness. And I don't know how much filming I'm actually going to do if I spend most of my time just organizing. I think what I'm going to do is I'll show you my Spindelicious stuff. And then after that, I might turn off the camera and or maybe just record a few bits here and there as I work through the general gamut of what I have. Back to being overwhelmed. Okay, so my plan is to put all of my Spindelicious fiber in this basket because I think it'll fit in here. There's more fiber than there's Spindelicious fiber in here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to show you all my Spindelicious stuff, and then I will actually do the logging, and I'm going to turn off my camera while I'm doing that because otherwise these video files are going to be one, hell to edit, and 2, so big that they eat all the space on my camera. So I'm just going to pull out all my Spindelicious stuff, show it to you, and then turn off the camera and actually do the work of logging it and archiving it. It is literally, like, you guys, this makes next to, this makes like I was gonna say this makes next to no sense. We are past making next to, I just found another Three Waters farm braid. So that's fun. That's fun. This is Shadows and Conifers, and it's on BFL. And so I will have to put that in the Three Waters farm stuff. But first, we are dealing with my Spindelicious stuff. So let's focus on pulling out all the stuff I have that's Spindelicious. Beth at one point was doing these really long Cormo braids. So if you see me throwing stuff around, it is literally pulling out these never-ending pieces of Cormo. Okay, so that's not Spindelicious. So that can go back in there for now. That is a problem for future Tashi. And by future Tashi, I mean Tashi in 10 minutes. Let's see if there's any more in here. This is not, this is not, this is not. Okay, so I think I found all of it? That's not right. There's more of it somewhere. And now, BRB. Ah, here we go. I'm finding it again. So here's another bag. There's apparently another braid of Fountain Mosaic that I didn't log. So that's cool. Got to put more fiber in the Three Waters farm basket. Wow, wowie, wowie, wowie. Okay, more Spindelicious. I knew, like, I had a deep and fairly long-lasting Spindelicious fave, so I was pretty sure there was more of it than I was actually finding. I think at this point, I probably found all of it. No, I see another bag. Honestly, the sound of bags just falling is probably going to live in my nightmares. I think that's all of it now. Is that another Three Waters farm bag? That is another Three Waters farm bag. Oh, I'm in hell, guys. I'm literally in hell. Oh no. Oh, and I just smacked my mic. I'm so sorry. I'm overwhelmed and verklempt. I just pulled out another 3 Waters Farm braid. But I had a deep Spin-Delicious phase. And so I was not, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, guys. Guys. Ooh, I will not cry. I will not cry. All right, let me just show you what it is, and then I'll turn off the camera and I'll actually do the archiving. So I have, this is, what is this? This is Harvest on Cormo. So of course I have this. This makes perfect sense for me. This is Prose on Ramblet. And I think I had gotten this for a combo spin, to be quite honest, and I can't remember. This is Northwood on Polworth and Silk, which is there a color that is more classically me? I don't know. Also, my ability to put all the stuff in the basket that I thought it was going in, that my confidence goes down by the minute. This is Marigold, also a color that's more classically me, although I feel like if Mia sees this, Mia's gonna try to steal this from me, and I might have to fight her. This is Frosty Leafscape. I don't even remember buying this. This is on Ramblet, and it's just like pastels. There's more fiber falling on me. I don't remember buying that. This is Whisper. This one I remember buying because it's purple and gold, and I have a thing for complementary colors. So anytime I see complementary colors in a braid, specifically purple and gold and blue and orange. Red and green, not so much, but purple and gold and blue and orange, I will go for. This is, no, this is not Morrow. This is Sea Stone. Also, classic Tazhi colors. Is this Rainbow Rust? This is Rainbow Rust on Targi, Bamboo, and Silk. And I think I got this for socks when I used to think that I was going to spin for socks. So Rainbow Rust on Targi, Bamboo, and Silk. Again, not fitting in the basket that I thought it was going into. And that is sad. This is Moon Mountain on Superwash Merino, and Beth's Superwash Merino actually has a lot of tooth to it. So because I would not spin Superwash if it felt like plastic, but Beth's Superwash has a lot of tooth to it. This is mostly black with like fun pops of color. This is Ivy and Wine. Yep, I have 2 of these, and I started spinning the first one, and I didn't finish it, and so I probably should finish it and spin the second one. This is also on Cormo. Guys, I just want to say the basket that I thought this was going in, it's not going in here. I need a bigger basket. I gotta find a bigger basket because there's more. There's so much more. Okay, this is Coffee Date on her Targi Bamboo Silk base. It was called Big Cozy Sock at the time that I bought it. I don't remember when I bought it. This is, I'm going to cry. This is Technicolor. This is also on Cormo. Just fun, just fun. Is this Aurora? This is Anemone. I spun Aurora. This is Anemone, also on Cormo. So long, skinny braids. This is Cottage Garden. It's also covered in cat hair. Also on Cormo. So Cottage Garden. It's kind of hard to show these because they're just braided up. But yeah, so much cat hair is in this stuff. So much cat hair. Sorry, if I start sneezing, I'm very sensitive to dust. Yesterday when I started moving stuff around, I had a sneezing fit so bad that I literally almost started crying. This is Electric Sunset. This is on the Superwash Merino, the Spin Skinny base. So Electric Sunset. This basket. Is this Grandma's Handkerchief? I think this is called Grandma's Handkerchief. Where's the label? Yeah, Grandma's Handkerchief, also on the Superwash Merino. Pale pastels, really pretty. And then the last one, I'm gonna hold this basket up so you can see it. This is Rainbow Rust again, and this is on Polworth and Silk. And I had taken this apart to start spinning it, and then I stopped. So I had to like rebraid it. But this is Rainbow Rust, also on Polworth and Silk. Now here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna pick up this basket so you can see the basket. I mean, you can kind of see it right here. This is insane. This is insane. I'm going to show you the basket that I thought this fiber was going into, but this is, here, hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Yo, I can't even pick it up. This is bananas. I can't believe I found more Three Waters Farm stuff. That is maddening. That's actually deeply frustrating because I thought it was all in the same place. So here's the basket. It's falling on me. This is the basket that I thought all my Spindalicious stuff was going into. It's clearly not. I have a bigger basket, so I'm going to go empty the bigger basket. The bigger basket is full because I was hoping to put it in this smaller basket. So I'm going to take it all out, because obviously I have to archive it and put it in my Airtable. And then I'm going to empty the bigger basket and prep the bigger basket for this. And then I'll be back when it's all in the bigger basket. One, again, to keep the amount of video footage that I have to wade through down. And also, I'm not going to talk at this point anymore because I've shown it all to you. So that's the plan. So yeah. Hi. I'm back. Okay, so I realized that I did not get all of my Spindalicious fiber. So sorry, there's so much bags, so many bags. I didn't get all my Spindalicious fiber, so I found a few more braids that I thought I would show you. So this is Oasis, and it's on Corriedale. So here's what it looks like. Again, just classic Tazhi colors, like classic. Beth knew how to get me. So that's Oasis. I think this is Blushiest. Yeah, this is Blushiest on BFL. And I enjoyed Beth's BFL because it didn't feel as like slippery and lustery as some other BFL I've tried. So there's that. And then there's one more in another bag that I missed. And this is Moral, which is what I thought Sea Stone was. So there you go. This is Moral. I knew I had Moral. I couldn't find it, but this is Moral. And this is also on Corriedale. So that's that. And I will show you the Three Waters braids that I found, and then I'm just going to stick them in. This is Second Dark, and I think I got this to spin. I must have gotten this to spin with Roots and Rain. I don't remember, but here's Second Dark. It's just a tonal. It's a tonal dark gray, almost black Ramblet. I know I mentioned Shadows and Conifers, but I don't know if I showed it to you. And sorry for the sniffling, the dust. Shadows and Conifers, a tonal like with teals and darker blues and lighter blues on BFL. Here is Squish, 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 Squish. Here is Cloud Shadows on Marino. And this was not a club. This is something I bought. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where to hold it. I'm not taking out the bags because that would make this awful. This is a Fountain Mosaic. And then this must have been one of my first Three Waters braids when I was still trying to figure out how to store it because I took it out the bag. This is Out of the Spotlight on Falkland. And I must have learned very quickly after that I didn't want to take them out the bag. So it is out the bag, and here's what it looks like. I really like this, actually. I really, really like this. I should spin this. That's pretty. So another thought I had, I'm probably fully doxing myself. I pulled out all of my Hello Yarn stuff, and not all of it, because not all of it's here. Most of my Hello Yarn, the rest of my Hello Yarn stuff that's not here is in a tote, because since Adrienne packages her stuff the way it is, I thought it just made more sense to put it in a tote where it would take up less space. I have 6 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Between 6 and 8 months of Fiber Club that I haven't opened. So maybe I'll open those 6 to 8 months of Fiber Club with you guys on camera. But while I was digging around, I found all of my wee chickadee stuff, and I do think I'm going to keep it separate. There's enough of it to fill a basket by itself. Here's what it looks like. Here's a basket. There's enough of it. I mean, obviously I'll tidy it up, but there's enough of it to fill one of these like smaller black baskets by itself. So I do think I'm going to keep it separate. So I'll quickly show those to you. And then that way, when I log off, I will just be doing the archiving work, and then I'll come back when I move on to something else. So let's just go through these really quickly. This is Everlasting, and it's on Corriedale. And I'm sure it's easier to show you the stuff outside the bags. I'm just not taking the Three Water stuff and the Hello Yarn stuff outside of bags if I want to get this done in any sort of a timely manner. This is All My Days, and this is on Polwarth. So here's what that looks like. Isn't that beautiful? So I mentioned this earlier that Jen does not dye the way I see a lot of other dyers dye, where they like lay stuff out and like paint them. She sort of like paint them in a repeat. I think Jen just throws color, and I really enjoy that. This is Nightfall on Corriedale. Isn't that stunning? That's beautiful. This is Bright Star on Corriedale also. So here we go. So the part of the reason why I'm keeping this separate is most of this is Corrie, I think. A very large amount of this is Corrie. And I do think I'm going to sort this by breed, and this would like fill up the Corriedale drawer by itself. So I'm going to just put this in here by itself. This is First Frost, and it's on Polworth. That's stunning. This is Cinder Smoke, and it's on Corriedale, and it is covered in cat hair. I haven't decided how I'm going to lay these in here. I might just like lay them out in rows and then maybe put a different brand in here with them. That's really lovely. And then this is the last one. This is Sunburst, also on Corriedale. And now that I'm looking at it, if I lay these out here with any sort of sense, I could probably fit something else in here. So here's Sunburst on Corriedale. So that I pulled out. I also pulled out my my Wolfine stuff just because of the way that, is it Emily? I think it's Emily. I think her name's Emily. The way that Emily lays her fiber out, they come in little plastic bags and they don't come like braided with separate labels. So if I take them out the bags, I have no way of knowing what the fiber is. So I think I'm going to have to keep them in the bag. So they're also probably going to have to go in a separate bin, which means I'm doing more organizing by Dyer than I had anticipated. But that is my Spindalicious stuff. That is my Wee Chickity stuff. And that's my Three Waters Farm that you've seen. So I'm going to go ahead, put back on my podcast, start archiving and getting this stuff stored and off the floor. And then I'll be able to see what's happening a little bit better. I'm back. Okay. So in the interim, I have filed away all my Spindalicious stuff is in the bucket and it's archived. The few Three Waters Farms braids that I found that I missed have also been archived. I have since pulled out, oh, and I did all my Wee Chickity stuff. I think I said that. I did all my Wee Chickity stuff and I stuffed some, so here's what it looks like actually made sense of. And then I stuffed some of my 2 Yarn Jam braids on top. I have the 4 Yarn Jam braids that I bought from Rhinebeck, and I'm just going to put them in here because this bucket was not full enough with just the Wee Chickity stuff, and the Yarn Jam braids are pretty sizable. I'm not showing these as I've shown them on several podcasts. I have 3 braids of Fall Patina. This is January Skies. And then I have the stuff that I bought at Rhinebeck, which if you've watched my Rhinebeck haul and vlog, you will have seen what I bought home, what I brought home. So this is not like full enough with just the Wee Chickity stuff. So I'm just going to put the 4 Shanico braids on top of this, and then that'll fill this bucket or this bin to the top. And then these bins are stackable. So I'll actually quickly show you what is in the other one. So I've started, and frankly, I can just show you what's in here. And then while I am, again, offline, do the logging. So this is where I've started putting so I'm doing 3 fiber clubs this year. And frankly, I think next year I'm doing no fiber clubs. I might just keep Adrian's. I like getting the Hello Yarn stuff in the mail. So I think I'm just going to show it to you and then I'll go off and actually archive it. But I think I'm missing some. I'm doing Brandy at Long Dog Fiber, her heirloom tomato club, and everything in here is Ramblet, which is really funny because Nemesis. So this is in no particular order because I don't know what month is what. This is Black Beauty. So here's one. This is Purple Tomato. They're all inspired by tomato colors. So I missed the first few colors, so I don't have a full year's worth. This is Lemon Boy. This is Lemon Boy. This is Queen of the Night. And this one is Brandywine Pink. So those are the 5 that I have. I think I have 6 and the 6th one is misplaced somewhere. But because the club is not over, I'm just going to put them in this bin. And then as the club colorways come in, I'm going to open them and archive them, because I don't know if you remember the intro that I showed you guys. There was a bunch of mailers that I hadn't opened. All of this stuff wasn't opened. In fact, only one of my long dog fiber club was open, and the rest of them were still sealed. And only one of the other one I'm going to show you, which is Golden Hour, was open, and the rest were still sealed. So now that I have a home for them, I'm going to open them, put them in my Airtable immediately, and put them in this bin. So that's why I'm sort of keeping them separate, because I don't have to worry about finding a home for them. So this is Tattered Pages. These are all on Ramblet. This is from the Golden Hour knitwear. She did like a, it was called like, it was something like American Decay or something like that. Seems like a reach, but it was like something decaying. This is Verdigris Patina. This is Faded Bloom. This is Rusted Pickup, which, again, Tazhi bait. And this one is H Ceramic. So I'm going to quickly pop these into my Airtable base. I don't think I'm not taking any pictures today. I was trying, and I realized that it would just be easier for me, once these things are all sort of organized, to pull them out bin by bin and take pictures and do it a little bit at a time than trying to take pictures right now. So this needs to be put in Airtable. And the other thing I'm going to show you is my Wolfiend stuff, and that also needs to be put in Airtable. I'm leaving the Hello Yarn stuff for last. I have so much of it. So much more than I thought, to be quite honest. I keep pulling it out and realizing there's more of it than I thought. So I think I'm just going to leave that for last. But as it stands, the cube system is still pretty empty, which feels really good, because it means that once it's time to start actually putting things in the cube system, there'll be space to put things in the cube system. I am still working out of the baskets. Like, I wanted to put the stuff that I had the most stuff separate, and then the cube system, the other 6 cubes, I'm going to organize by fiber type. And that'll be what I do there. But I'm really pleased with the fact that, like, the cubes are still pretty empty, because this morning I was like, this is not happening. So the Wolfiend stuff I am going to put in this basket that I was attempting to put my Spindelicious stuff in it, because I didn't, and again, because I've been buying fiber for so long, I forgot how much Wolfiend stuff I have. And like I said, the put up just lends itself to being kept in bags. So I'm gonna take these out and show you quickly. This is Fable. This is on her South American wool top. And again, guys, you're gonna have to forgive me for the bags, because if I show them in the, well, I guess if I show them in the bags, there's too much glare. This is Ballet, and this is on her Falkland Merino base. And part of the reason why I can't take them out is what she did is she just puts little cards in the bag. So like, if I take them out and I separate them from the cards, I'll never know what things are. This is, do I have 2 Fables? Okay, apparently I have 2 Fables, which is good to know. I don't remember buying 2, but apparently I have 2 Fables. This is Antique Shop, and this is on Merino. So, I mean, can you tell that I have a color palette? Like, I just keep coming back to the same stuff over and over, and that sort of makes sense for me. This is when I had started taking them out the bags, and then I instantly regretted it, because the tag is sort of just tucked in. This is Cora on Corriedale, and it was based on Cora from The Legend of Cora. This is Free Spirit on Targi. I really wish I hadn't taken these out the bags. And frankly, I have so many bags from the stuff that I've been taking out that I think I'm going to put these in bags, because these tags are going to completely get lost. And this one I also took out the bag, and this is Boom Boom, and it's Ramblet and Silk. And yeah, I'm going to put these in a bag. I'm really worried about losing these. Well, the tags getting separate from the fiber. So that's those 3. I'm going to take the other ones out quickly. This is Smoke and Lace on Falkland and Merino. I actually have a few colors from Spindelicious that's also like this. I love a good moody, I told you, if there's purple and gold or purple and yellow on the same braid, I am probably going to go for it. This is, what is this? This is Tenenbaum on Merino. And I like her Falkland Merino because it's toothier. Also, so I don't know if you're learning what I go for. It's either jewel tones, neutrals, or purple and gold. Yeah, that's typically what I go for. And this is neutrals. This is Apple Blossom, and this is on her 18 micron Merino. So a little bit finer than her Falkland merino. So all of these are going to go in this basket next to me. And if there's still space in this basket next to me, I'm going to dump these primrose braids on top of it. I really wish, this is just me being nitpicky, but I really wish Dyers didn't do this where like the information is only on the packaging, because I can't take it out the packaging. So I'm just going to show them to you from back here and we'll deal with the glare. This is gray Corriedale. This is Arcade, which this is probably as close as I can get so you can see the colors. This is Crystallize on Cormo. This is Ozark Dreaming, and this is actually the color they dyed for Casey of Young Folk Knits, and this is on their gray merino. This is Landslide on Corriedale. It's probably the best I can show it to you. And this is Pinot Noir on gray Corriedale. It is so dark, I can't even see what color it is. It's just burgundies and olives. So this and the Wolfine stuff is going to go in this basket next to me. And then after I do that, I'm going to quickly log the Golden Hour and Long Dog fiber stuff that I have next to me over here. And I'm steadily making space on the floor to the point that I think it might be worth it to pull out the bin that's in my bedroom. Because if that's mostly Hello Yarn, then that's good to know. If there are things that are not Hello Yarn in there, I would like to know so I can start figuring out how I'm going to do the cubes. Because at this point, all the baskets I have that are separate are full. So we are moving on to cube storage. And I still think I'm leaning towards doing the cubes by breed, which means at this point, I need to lay everything out on the floor in front of me and start sorting things by breed and then log it that way. And that is a bit of a bigger undertaking than sort of like, okay, this is all the stuff I have from this one dyer. Let's do that. This is all the stuff I have from this one dyer. Because at this point, I don't think I have more than like 3 or 4 from a single dyer, and that's why it's all going to get mixed up here. Okay, it is 12:29. I've been at this for, I feel comfortable saying 2 hours. 2 hours feels correct. I've gotten, according to Airtable, 80 braids logged, which is, I feel really good about that. That is more than I actually thought I was going to get to today. And so I'm going to keep riding that momentum. And since I did the bulk of like what's on the floor, and now I'm down to like single skein issues, I went inside and I grabbed the tote that lives on top of my closet to see what's in here. Because I honestly don't, Jesus be offense. I forgot what was in here. Okay. So immediately I'm seeing a wee chickadee braid. So that's cool because I thought I finished logging all my wee chickadee stuff. I found a wee chickadee braid. This is Tree Rings. This is Tree Rings and this is on Targi. I was really hopeful. There's not, what the hell? This is beautiful. Why haven't I spun this? Why? This is stunning. Okay. I was really hopeful that this is mostly 3 orders for, Hello Yarn stuff in here. And that is immediately not the case. So I'm just going to pull out, oh, here's my Bramble Ridge stuff that I've been looking for. Oh, is there more wee chickadee stuff in here? Tashiana Giovanni Gordon. Okay, well, here's some Hello Yarn stuff, so I feel good about that. So here's, I'm just gonna start pulling this out and sorting it. Oh, more wee chickadee. So here's another wee chickadee braid. This is Daydreams. Isn't that beautiful? But now that I have more wee chickadee stuff, you know what this means? This means that I cannot keep the Shanico in there, because if I put the Shanico in there, there's no space. This is Witching Hour. I'm just going to show you the wee chickadee stuff quickly because that's easy. This is Witching Hour. Here's that. I was pretty sure I had, I should have went with my gut. This is Way Out West. This is like old school labeling. I should have went with my gut because I was pretty sure there was more wee chickadee stuff than I had logged. And I was like, okay, maybe I've just spun through more of it. This is Way Out West. But no, I should have trusted my gut because here's 4 braids. This has been delicious. Why do I have 2 morals apparently? I don't remember buying 2, but I have 2 morals. So here's another moral on Corriedale. This is the stuff that's easy to log. The rest of this is, if I'm not, oh wow, there's a lot of Hello Yarn in here. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the rest of this is Hello Yarn. So that's cool. So let's just take a hot second. We're gonna, you guys can watch me have a little bit of a breakdown. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags in here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so this is empty now. That's good. 33. Here's the other basket. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41. Okay, so that's 41 that are open. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. All right, there's about 50 Hello Yarn braids. 50 Hello Yarn braids, which means that's 200 ounces of fiber. And I can't do 200 divided by 16, but let's just take a second to like really lean into the madness. 200 divided by 16. I have 12 pounds. That's crazy. 12 pounds of just Hello Yarn fiber. 12 pounds. There's 50 Hello Yarn braids here. Oh, here's my favorite thing that I've ever done. I bought a sweater quantity and never opened it. This is a single color that I bought. Oh, look, I knew there was another long dog fiber. I knew there was another one. This is a sweater quantity that I bought with the intention of spinning and knitting a travel hoodie. And I haven't even opened it. So that's fun. Yeah, so I don't know what to begin doing with my Hello Yarn stash. There's still another bin. Oh wow, this one's pretty. Well, I'll show you, I'm gonna quickly show you what this other long dog fiber was. This is called Sart Verlois. And here's the colors. Very harvesty. I still have no idea what I'm gonna do with my Hello Yarn stuff. So I think what the plan is to sort and file everything else. Because if my Hello Yarn stuff has to stay in bins, it'll stay in bins. Or if I pull out some and the rest stays in bins, then the rest will have to stay in bins. It is, again, with the put up, it's hard to store. And also there's 50 braids of it, which is, I'm having a hard time with that number. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a real hard time with that number because 50 braids is crazy. I didn't think I had that much. But there's 50 braids of it. So that's happening. So my immediate plan right now is to log this Wee Chickity stuff because all the Wee Chickity stuff is already logged. Also I'm gonna have to take out that Shanico out of the bin that the Wee Chickity stuff was in because it won't fit. And again, I was pretty sure that there was more stuff and I just had to find it. And I was right because I've been spinning Jen stuff for a really long time. And so I was really surprised that that's all I found. From there, we're gonna start breaking stuff down by breed. Because that is the only way I'm getting the rest of this sorted is by breed. I am now in the place where there's like I said, there's only like 3, tops 4 of a Dyer. I have a fair bit of stuff from Little Fiber Co. because I was doing her club for a while. So I have a fair bit of things from Little Fiber Co. But I'm not going to keep them I'm not going to keep them together. I am going to separate them. So after I log the immediate things from Wee Chickity, we're going to start sorting by breed while I think about what to do with my Hello Yarn stuff. Yeah, that's where we are. So we're going to sort by breed and then I'm going to go grab the last bin and see what's in the last bin There's probably more Hello Yarn stuff in there because I was literally tucking it everywhere. But I'm going to see what's in the last bin. And after everything is archived, then I have to start thinking about what I do with my Hello Yarn stuff. And it might just be that it stays in a bin because there's just too much of it. There's too much of it and it's too big. I might pull out, like I have a few, I don't know. I'm not speculating. I'm going to get back to work. Hello. It is now 1:12. Everything in front of me has been sorted by breed, except my Hello Yarn stuff. And since I did that, I went and I dug out the last tote, which means this is, after I open this bin, this is all of my combed top in front of me, which is, one, I did not think I was going to get to that today. Two, still a little bit alarming. So let's see what we have in this bag. So there is, I knew it. I knew there was going to be more Hello Yarn. So there's more. What? There's more Hello Yarn. This is cool. Here's some, this is my bag end set, which I knew was in here somewhere. This is some Inglenook stuff. Let's count the Hello Yarn I had tucked in here. So that's, so far I found 2 braids. It's just falling, 3 braids, 4 braids. Is that it? Nope. 5. There are 5. Nope, 6. There were 6 more Hello Yarn braids. No, I'm lying. There were 7 more Hello Yarn braids in this tote. And I feel like at some point I should just do, I feel like my Hello Yarn stash is going to be its own separate video. Because what? So I think I said 50, and then I found essentially what is 2 pounds, 7 braids. So essentially 2 pounds in that tote. I do think, oh, I have to sneeze. Never mind. I do think that the Hello Yarn stuff is probably going to have to go in its own tote. On the bright side, there's very little top. After I pulled the Hello Yarn stuff out, there was very little like actual top here. This is where most of my like stickle bats were. So these are going to go, my stickle bats and my batlings are going to go in this storage, but in a separate bin. So that feels good. And then this is where I've been looking for this. This is where my Bolaire stuff was. So we're just going to tuck that off to the side because that's going to be the last thing I do. And that now means that this, I forgot I had this also. So that now means that this second bin is also empty. So I have essentially 2 bins that I can put my Hello Yarn stuff in. I think that the plan is to put as much as I can in the storage system. If I sound like I'm fading fast. I haven't eaten breakfast and I'm tired. I think the plan is to put as much as I can in the storage system. I think after I move everything into it, I will have these two cubes that are facing out are going to be empty. So I'm going to pack as much Hello Yarn into that. And then whatever doesn't fit in that will go back into a storage bin. And then I'll just mark that those are stored. But that does mean that all my top will then be organized and will be accessible and essentially viewable and all in the same place. And I think that was the big goal. The big goal was for it to all be in the same place. And that it'll essentially be that, except for the 60 Hello Yarn braids that will be living in either these shelves or in storage. So I've sorted it by breed. I think I'm going to show you all of my BFL, and then I'm going to log it. And then I'm going to come back, show you a different breed, and then log it. And then that's how I'll break it down so that this gets done. I wasn't intending to do a full stash tour, but this is essentially becoming a full stash tour. So I might as well continue showing it to you since I've showed you everything else. I can't believe I have 60 Hello Yarn braids. I'm so stuck on stupid when it comes to that. I have like 25 Three Waters Farm braids, and I thought I had the same number of Hello Yarn, and instead I have twice that. So some of this stuff I got from Beautiful Fiber Life, and she doesn't label her braids in terms of a color. I know that they're all BFL and silk because that's all she really sells. So here's one. There's this one. This is all from her. There's this one. And then there's this tweedy, nappy sunset situation. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. This I got from Kira at Rhinebeck's. I showed you guys recently. This is BFL and C-Cell, right? Yeah, BFL and C-Cell, and it's called Winter's Eve, and it's dyed by Crafted by LCB, which I actually do have a craft after the big five or whatever number is. Crafted by LCB and Nest Fiber are the ones that I have the most of. So here's Winter's Eve. And then I have two braids of, there's another one. I have two braids of, what is the name? Silent Disco, and two braids of someone's grandpa. And these are two different, but I'd gotten them to maybe spin for a sweater because two of these and two of these, and they look very similar together. They're a BFL silk and they're dyed by Bramble Ridge. So the plan for that was a sweater. I might still do that because it's 16 ounces. This is by Fossil Fibers, and this is the delineator. And so these are all either on BFL or BFL silk. I have two braids of the Sealy Court from Into the World. So browns, teals, greens. I have a braid of Vampires in Venice. This is on Shetland. And I think I started throwing my, no, the Shetland is supposed to be with the Corriedale because I only have a few, I think I put Corriedale, Falkland, and Shetland together because I don't have a lot of either of those. Here's another braid from Beautiful Fiber Life, also BFL. And then this is from Crafted by Locals, and this is their BFL silk. I spun River Rocks, and this color is called Hollyhock Gardens. Hollyhock Gardens. So that is all of my BFL. I'm gonna take a pause break, stop talking, and log these, and actually probably go get some water. Take a quick, like, mental health check-in. Oh, actually, you know what? Before I do that, because I am not, these are just gonna go on a shelf. I'll quickly show you what my stickle bat situation looks like. So this is Good King Wenceslas. These are by Inglenook. This is Photosynthesis. So I have that one, because these are going to go right on a shelf, so I figured I'd show them to you. And this is Christmas in the Tropics. So there's that. Sorry again for the glare, but I can't, if these come out the bags, they're hell to put back in. There is another one. There's another bit of them. This is Patina from the Woodland Pixie. And again, very similar setup to the Stickle Bats, just these mini batlings. This is Bag End, which I did convince Mia to get to match me. I showed you guys the bow layer stuff. Here's the rest of it. I knew I put it somewhere. Some of these I've had for a really long time. This is Pearlescent, and it's almost all white with some sari flecks. And then this is Fall Foliage. And then I showed you the stuff I got at Rhinebeck. So this is Petrichor, and then this is Deep Sea Blue. These are all gonna go in a cube by themselves. So all of my like mini bat situations, I'm gonna go pop in a cube right now. I'm not gonna log them necessarily because this will be the only thing in that cube. And so like, I'll know exactly what's in there, but I'm gonna put them all in one place so that if I wanna do like a mini gradient color spin, I know where they are and I'm not running around looking for them. Hello again, it's me. It is now 2:12, so I think it's been about an hour since I checked in last. I have put in my Airtable base all of the Ramblet and what I'm calling the myriad of medium wools because there's a bunch of stuff that I'm putting in the same cube because it doesn't make any sense to separate it. So since this has turned into an unofficial stash store, I'm just gonna show you what I logged. So here, this is Downpour. This is the Ramblet bucket. So this is all Ramblet. Downpour by Little Fiber Studio. This is Cumulus by Little Fiber Studio. This is Eclipse by Little Fiber Studio. And this is Blood Moon. And I did get these with the intent of spinning them together. This is more of a tonal. This has a little bit more variation. And the plan was to spin those together. They do look very similar. And then this is the last one I got. This was Nacreous. I think Lauren had did like a weather themed situation. I don't remember, but I think that was the situation. It was like a weather themed. I did get a few braids from Jess when Jess was doing her sort of tarot. It wasn't exactly the tarot club, but it was like tarot inspired. So these were the paired colors that 1 month. This is Boundaries and this is the Pillar. So these are the paired colors that 1 month. And then the other paired colors were the Universe and Reflect. And these were in little bags because the tags are not, just changed for packaging. So originally they were coming in bags and now they come with labels on them. So that's what these two are. I have 2 braids of this color from Into the World called One Bubble Off Plum. This was the November 2021 club colorway. I did their club for like a hot second and realized that it was not for me. There were enough things in there that I did not like that I ended up just giving away, that I was like, it's one thing for a club to be like hit or miss once or twice. It's another thing to do 6 months of a club and only keep 2 colors. And so I was like, these are fine. And I don't know why I have 2. Maybe I bought a double dose because I like this one. This one's great. I have a fair bit of Ramblet. For all that I can play about Ramblet being my nemesis, I have a fair bit. And then I have some Ramblet from Nest Fiber. So this is Sunnyside. So again, forgive me for the glare, but this stuff's not coming out the bags. This is Twinkle. So purples, of course, purples and golds. And this is Making Spirits Bright. I think Jess. Forgetting the Dyer, but she had done like a Christmas collection once upon a time. Oh no, this was club. This says November 2022 and this says May 2022. So this must have been from when I was still doing the club. Was this club? No, this I bought individually. So that's my Ramblet. And since I have the medium wool sort of log, I'll show that to you, and then I will stop talking and log my Merino. What do I have left to log? Merino and then Targhee Polworth together. And then that'll be it for this portion until I figure out what I'm going to do with my Hello Yarn stuff, which is still terrifying. So this is Vampires in Venice. I'll take this out just a little bit so you can see the colors. This is on Shetland silk. And this is not a full 4-ounce braid because I pulled off a little bit and I started spinning it on a drop spindle. And then I was like, who are you? You don't like doing this. And I stopped. I have 2 braids of Nebula by Coast to Coast. This is a braid of Herding Cats by Into the World. So that's what that looks like. This is on Falkland. And then I showed you guys my ambrosia on Falkland, so I won't show you that again. I did get 3 braids of La Bien Aimé's, their confetti spinning fiber, which is merino and Shetland mixed. So I have 3 braids of this color. This is the color Nightfall. And I have 1 of the green, and the green is called the Shire. And I got them when Brooklyn General had them. So that's the green, which honestly, how could you not? So there's that. I have a few braids from Emily. I still don't know if it's Giles or Jilly's. I still don't know. I said this like once upon a time and I still don't know. So this was a luck of the draw in May of 2022 where you just sort of ordered and you didn't know what you got. And it's everything I get from Emily is dyed on a gradient, which you'll see when you see the rest of my stuff. Everything's a gradient. So this is on Shetland and silk. And then this is called Coastline. This is called Coastline. This is on Corriedale. And this is called Equinox. And this is, focus camera. There we go. This is Equinox, and this is also on Corriedale. So that is from Emily. What else is in here? This was the full braid with my Advent that I got from Rose at Akara in 2023. Because I didn't do Advent last year. So it must have been 2023. This is called Desert Night. And it's on Corriedale. I thought I had more Corriedale, and I think I do have more Corriedale. It's just because I split so much of my stuff by Dyer, then this is the Corriedale that I have left. This is Lauren's, her, what was it called? The Cookware Mystery Club. So this is the Time color, and this was on Falkland, and then this was Ganache, and this one was on Finn. And I just love a brown. Like I love a brown. It's going to be so useful. And then this is Oysters, and this is on Cheviot. And this month, Lauren did it in a bag. So every other thing I got was in a braid, but here it is in a bag. And then the last thing, oh, actually, no, that's it. I've showed you everything. So that's everything from my sort of medium pile. So I put the Shetland, the Corriedale, and the Falkland all together because if I separated it, it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fill up a cube. And frankly, at this point, it makes more sense to start. Oh, no, there's more stuff. I knew I didn't show you everything. So I have 2 Shetland and silk braids. These are from Inglenook. These are 75/25. This is the color Oysters. Isn't that delightful? This is their Humbug Shetland. So it has that like black going through it. And then this is Vintage Bordeaux. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I'm going to put this stuff in its homes, pull out the merino and the targi, so more fine wools, get those logged. And then I think from there, we're just going to do a wrap up, and I will think about what to do with my Hello Yarn stuff some other day. Okay, so targi, Polworth, the rest of my fine wool situation. The Shanico, I did say I took it out of the wee chickadee storage. I shoved it in with my merino because Shanico is a merino Ramblet hybrid, and it just fit better there than anything else, and I don't have space for it. So the first thing is a bat and a braid. This is Cockle Shells by Inglenook. It's Polworth and alpaca and tencel. It's going to be interesting to spin. There's a lot of weird plant adjacent fibers in there. Also from Inglenook, I do have one of their gradient sets. This is the set Slothy, and it's the Targi bamboo silk base. I don't know what the plan was for it, but it is mine. So, you know, who knows? This is Enchanted, and this is by Greenwood Fiber Arts. This is on Targi. A lot of green and a lot of purple in here. I'll be interested to see what that spins up like. This is Love Struck on Polworth. This was the January 2023 club colorway from Nest Fiber. This is Chiffon on Targi from Little Fiber Co. That was from her, I keep wanting to call it monochromatic, and that's not what it was called. It was like the tonal cookware collection. This is also Tambu, Targi Bamboo Silk. And this is the color Moorland Heather. There's some yellow in there that I'm hiding from you. And this is created by LCB. This is Loretta from Craft Me Not Yarn Co. This is her chicken club that she was doing, and this is on Targi. This is Tapestry Rose, also created by LCB on Targi. I have 3 braids. I'm only going to show you one because they're all the same. I have 3 braids of Summit on Targi from Emily. 2 of them were gifted to me, so I bought 2, and then my friend sent me 2 in the mail, so now I have 3. And this is Andromeda on Targi from Nest Fiber. This was the December 2022 club colorway. And then this I got from Destash, and it was December 2014 club, so like still in pretty solid condition. And this color is called Hanging Around. It's just neutrals. I love a good neutral. So that's my Targi Polworth fine wool situation. All that's left to do is the merino. So we are coming down to the tail end, which is good because my camera battery is starting to yell at me. So I'm going to turn it off, log the merino, and then I'll come at you with my final numbers and my reflections on where I am in this process and how I'm feeling. Spoiler alert, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm really glad that I got this much done. I did not think I was going to. We're going to save reflections for the end. I'm going to get back to work. Okay, it's 2:41. 2:41. And I am just about done. I'm done with everything that I can do, again, until I figure out how to address my Hello Yarn situation, which I think at this point, take a drink every time I say Hello Yarn. I'm going to show you the last of my fine wools, and then we'll do some numbers and a recap. So I have a bunch of this base, which is crazy to me because it is so nice and I've never spun it and I have a bunch of it. This is all merino, camel, alpaca, silk. So this is dyed by Desert Panda Fiber Arts, and it's a gradient called Romance. And I did a really bad job of rolling it up, so I'm just going to hold it up like this. So it goes from purple to red to a darker brown to a taupe. So I have that one. I have one from D&D Fibers, and there's no colorway on it, so I'm just calling it rose and green, I guess. That's what I called it in my archive. Same base, delightful colors. I actually might start spinning this today, to be quite honest. And then I have 2 that I bought to combo spin. Sorry about the sniffles. 2 that I bought to combo spin. This is Himalayan Sea Salt. Ooh, this is Himalayan Sea Salt. This is from 316 Dye Studio. So very much one color. And then this is Cinder and Smoke. And here's that. So it's like she picked out the pink in this and just spun a tonal. I mean, dyed a tonal. So I think I'm going to combo spin that. That was the plan, and I might still stick to that plan. This is Dancing Tulips from crafted by LCB on merino. This is Ultraviolet from Lauren at Little Fiber Co's The Cookware Club. This is Merino Silk, I think. Yeah, this is Merino Silk from Emily. Emily Jill's or Gillis. Eventually I'll figure that out. And this is Carpe Diem is the colorway. And then I have some Hanui from Inglenook. This is Hanui Silk, and the colorway is called Moonstone. So that's what that looks like. So it's gray Hanui, and then just like almost speckles. I think that's gonna spin up really. This is the problem with pulling out all my stuff again, is now I'm excited about it. This is Paper Kites. This was the April 2023 Nest Fiber Club. This is Spectral Illusions. And I remember she did this around Halloween. And here it is. It's purple and gold. I cannot resist. I am a creature of habit. And then this is Fair Venus, also on Merino. And this is super wash because I thought I would spin it for socks. And this is when I was still attempting to spin and knit socks, which I might go back to at some point. I haven't decided yet. And then the last one is also the same destash from that same Southern Cross Fiber Club 2014. This one's called And Your Little Dog Too, because again, I'll take it out. It's purple and gold. It's purple and gold. I can't. If you put purple and gold on the same braid, I sort of like my brain short circuits, and then I have to have it. I will say, this year, the only fiber that came home with me was club fiber. Is that 100% true? No, I did get 2 braids of Shanico from Trish and 2 braids of the Coast to Coast came in this year. So between the 2 braids, those 4 braids, what I bought at Rhinebeck, club fiber is really all that came in this year. And I do think that next year I will be canceling my club, I'll be canceling all my clubs except my Hello Yarn club, which at this point is dumb. I should just cancel all my clubs. I have so much Hello Yarn fiber. I just like having a little snack. I like having a little snack come in. I am part of Melissa's club, Melissa at Melly Knits, and that's every other month. I didn't show any of my Melly bats because they're not going in this. There's no space for them here, so they're in a separate home. Maybe when I do my Hello Yarn stuff, I'll show you my Melly bats. I have a few. I was like, I don't have a lot. I think I have like 8, which is a lot, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think I have 8 bats from Melissa that I have not spun up. But that's not going in here. They're staying with my yarn because that's the only place that they'll fit. But it's time to do a wrap up, and my camera battery has 1 bar left. So this is perfect timing. So as it stands, where we are right now, I have logged 163 units of fiber, anywhere from 4 ounces to 8 ounces, because like that gradient bag was 8 ounces. A lot of the Inglenook stuff is between 5 and 6. So a lot of it is not exactly 4 ounces. If I logged my Stickle bats up here, that would change these numbers considerably, but I didn't. But between 4 and 8 ounces, I have 163 units and a total of 669 ounces, which when converted to pounds is 41.8 pounds. So just in top, and I'm including, well, I'm not including this because this isn't logged. So just in top, because I was gonna say I'm including my Stickle bats, but that's not logged. And if that is a whole nother, that's easily 1.5 pounds, maybe 2 pounds in this cube by itself. But just in top, which is all that's logged, I have about 42 pounds. This is not counting my 60 Hello Yarn braids, which my 60 Hello Yarn braids, just for shits and giggles, 60 at 4 divided by 16, that's not how math works. 60 at 4 divided by 16 is another 15 pounds. So when I get there, but as it stands right now, between the work that I did today, which I'm very, very proud of because I did not think I was getting it done, I've logged and archived 42 pounds of fiber. This makes me feel so much better that it is all in one place. I have some fabric cubes coming in the mail so that you're not seeing the plastic. Well, you can't really see it because it's off my screen, but I have fabric cubes coming in the mail so you can't see the plastic, which I think will make it a little bit less of an eyesore and less like, I don't like looking at it so much. So that's coming in the mail. And then I still have these 2 empty. So I think what I'm going to do is put as much Hello Yarn as I can in these 2. And then the rest of them will go back in a bin and it will be stored. And I'll just have to make sure I mark in Airtable what's stored, what's not. But for day 1 of this project, I'm really, really pleased with how much progress I got. I'm really pleased with the mental and sort of emotional space this is giving me to have it all in one place, where I can just go look at it. It is, again, archived because it was not archived. I had no idea where most of it was. I can go look at it. I did get rid of a fair bit of it. There was a lot of it that I didn't feel comfortable destashing because it had just been exposed to the cats and had just been exposed to dust. And that is the other reason why I want to put it in fabric bins. So a lot of it I was no longer inspired by. And then it just wasn't in the best shape. It was kind of felted and matted. I wouldn't want to give that to anybody, and I definitely wouldn't ask anybody for money for it. So I did chuck about 15 braids, um, which 15 at 4. So let's say another 4 pounds. I chucked it. It was not serving me mentally or emotionally, and it just needed to go. And no hard feelings. It just had to go. So I did chuck about 4 pounds and logged about 42. And that took me just about 4 hours. So I'm feeling really good with where we are. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me. Let me know in the comments if you want to watch me go through, or at least if you want to see my Hello Yarn stash. If you want to see my Hello Yarn stash, I can film that as a separate video. It will be shorter than this one because it will literally just be me opening things up, looking at them, logging them. I think what I might do with the Hello Yarn stuff is sort it by breed because there's so much of it. So I might either sort it by breed or sort it by color family. And I haven't decided which way I go yet, but it's going to need to be sorted just so I have an idea of where what is. I am leaning towards sorting it by breed. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see that. And also if you think sorting it by breed or by color family, since it's in one particular brand, would make sense. Because half of it's staying out here and the other half is going back in the tote back on top of the closet. But then that's just going to be one other tote besides this. And that feels pretty good. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in that and how you would sort that. Yeah, thanks. Do the YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe. I should say this up top, but all the places to find me are linked in the description box. If you've made it to the end of this video, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Ravelry. I have my Ko-Fi. All that other stuff is down there. But yeah, I love you. Thanks so much for hanging out. Go make something fun today. Bye.